For me, I think suspension is the single most important thing when it comes down to how a bike feels. When we first started working on this new fork, there was a couple of key things we were looking for. One was just the stiffness of the fork, to be stiff enough to handle what we were looking for. And also the weight was another key thing, being able to get the weight down. We were able to do that with shedding a full pound off of the fork without compromising anything else. So yeah, that along with the air spring fork, we took kind of I guess all the positives from each area of testing, and we're able to put that into this final design. So yeah, I'm really happy with it.
I was involved in the 40 project back in 2004 when it was initial concept. We set the goal of we wanted to make the stiffest, best performing downhill fork, and that's always the goal. And that led up to 2008 in Val di Sole, where GE Atherton won the World Championships. Rachel backed it up, winning as well. GE Atherton backed that up going into 2010 with the overall World Cup title. And going into 2011, Gwin brought us our World Cup title overall. 2012, we won the overall World Cup title and World Championships with Gwin and Minnaar. And that was on the AIR40, which is now going to become the Float 40 in 2014.
We decided that we could redesign the lower leg, upper tubes, crown, and all the parts to be optimized and lighter.
That led us to an air spring system that was lighter than the coil spring system we were exploring, and also more tunable. We can tune any rider, any bike, any course. We can handle it with one spring system.
The data that we collect from Minnaar is highly valuable. We'll go out, record data during a test session, and basically use that as the basis for machine tests that we can just run over and over and over. Because you can't ask a world-class racer to do 200 straight downhill runs, exactly the same, back to back in 16 hours, which is what our dyno can do. So load it up, go home for the evening. Next morning we'll come back and we will have taken a downhill fork and beat it up over 200 times on a world-class downhill run.
I found the fork had a little more compliance than the original 40 or the first 40 that I'd rode on, which it seemed to work really well. It gave it a little bit softer feel on your hands, but still managed to have that stiffness to just bang through rocks and roots and not lose control of the front wheel. I found that the suspension was exactly what I was looking for going into the season, and yeah, it definitely did pay off.
So we're here at the first test session of the year in La Fenesosa, Spain. The new 40 for me was a big step forward. As soon as I put it on the bike and did that first run down the downhill track, was it was noticeable that it was a big improvement. I think the first thing I noticed was how light it was. We'd lost around a pound in weight, which was incredible to ride on. When we're on these test sessions, it's all about attention to detail, really. The guys at Fox won't leave any stone unturned. The whole track's timed, every small section is timed, everything we do is logged, all the data is taken down and worked through. If we're going faster here, if we're going slower there, it's you have to say why that's happening. If any changes are made to the bike or the suspension, it's all logged. If you miss something, if you're here and you don't see something that's important, further down the line that can cause you problems. So the way they work through it so methodically is amazing, really.
The evolution of the 40 has been crazy. Fox it's my longest lasting sponsor that I have. I've been with them since day one. I've been through a couple of different fork chassis, tons of different shocks, and a bunch of different stuff. And every year they find a way to make something that just keeps improving. Pretty big steps too. Like I'll get on something and think this is the best thing ever. Like I don't know how you guys did it, and then 6 months later that'll happen again, and it just continues to happen. We tested a lot of different things working on this new fork, and including an inverted chassis and a bunch of different things, and we used all that information to build what we thought was the ultimate fork.